Han Meditations.
Once in a meeting, a disciple raised a question to Swamiji. Why then do you advocate so much the improvement of our physique? Swamiji said, well, do you consider yourselves as men? You have got only a bit of rationality, that's all. How will you struggle with the mind unless the physique be strong? Do you deserve to be called men any longer? The highest evolution in the world? What have you got besides eating, sleeping and satisfying the creature comforts? Thank your stars that you have not developed into quadrupeds yet. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, he is the man who is conscious of his dignity. You are but standing witnesses to the lowest class of insect-like existence of which the scripture speaks, that they simply undergo the round of births and deaths without being allowed to go to any of the higher spheres. You are simply living a life of jealousy among yourselves and are objects of hatred in the eyes of the foreigner. You are animals, therefore I recommend you to struggle. Leave aside theories and all that. Just reflect calmly on your own everyday acts and dealings with others and find out whether you are not a species of beings intermediate between the animal and human planes of existence. First, build up your own physique, then only you can get control over the mind. Nayam Atma Balhine Labhya. This self is not to be attained by the weak. Disciple. But sir, the commentator Shankara has interpreted the word weak to mean devoid of brahmacharya or continence. Swamiji, let him. I say the physically weak are unfit for the realization of the self. Disciple. But many dull-headed persons also have strong bodies. Swamiji, if you can take the pains to give them good ideas once, they will be able to work them out sooner than physically unfit people. Don't you find that in a weak physique it is difficult to control the sex appetite or anger? Lean people are quickly incensed and are quickly overcome by the sex instinct. Disciple, but we find exceptions to the rule also. Swamiji, who denies it? Once a person gets control over the mind, it matters little whether the body remains strong or becomes emaciated. The gist of the thing is that unless one has a good physique, one can never aspire to self-realization. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, one fails to attain realization if there be but a slight defect in the body. Finding that Swamiji had grown excited, the disciple did not dare to push the topic further, but remained quiet, accepting Swamiji's view.
So Swamiji was about to snap. That's what he was saying at the end. He got a little mad. He got a little excited. That is absolutely true though, because you want to have a strong mind and body. And if your body is weak, then your mind will be weak too, because it takes strength to work out. It takes strength to build up your body, build up your mind, whether you're running, walking, lifting weights. And Kelly and I have been working out a lot recently, lifting weights more, going to the gym more, because it is important to have not only a strong mind, but a strong body as well. So you probably can't tell if you're just looking, but you know, Han's in the gym a little bit, you know what I mean? Han's in the gym working out, you know? So we like to work out. We like to go to the gym. It's so important to have that mindset, because if everything in your life is going perfectly, and perfect as in you're not sick, you're healthy, you have no problems, you're not worried about money, you're not worried about, you know, your dangers in the world every day, then you have to put yourself in difficult situations, especially as a man, because as a man, you're supposed to be a protector and provider. So you have to be able to protect your family and those around you. And just having a stronger physical presence, well, you'll be able to protect your family even more, because let's say you're walking down the street and you're a big, strong guy, people aren't going to try and attack you or your family. They're going to be like, oh, that guy, he's going to be harder to fight. But if you're already in synchronicity in the flow, a lot of times that stuff won't happen to you anyways, but you never know what your life path is. So you just have to be ready at all times, and you have to purposefully put challenging things into your reality, like lifting weights, getting stronger, doing things that you don't want to do. Because once you do those things, you unlock a different part of your mind, a different level of consciousness in your brain. And then you realize, wow, I didn't even know that I could do that. And I just ran a marathon. I didn't know I could lift 300 pounds. I just got to 300. I didn't know I could do this, but I did it. And I saw it in my mind first and then translated it to my reality. So I do believe what he's saying. If you're a completely weak person, and there's outliers on both sides, it's not just one way. It's not like if you're a completely small and weak person that you can't learn anything. I mean, you look at people like Gandhi. I mean, but he was doing a different reality where he was doing hunger strikes, so he wasn't eating for the benefit of his people. So that's not necessarily the same thing, but he already had the strength of mind. So like you said, once you have the strength of mind, then it translates to the body as well, where it doesn't really matter as much. So what he's saying definitely is true and important for men. And I think everybody should work out, and they will receive a benefit from working out and building up their physique as a man.
Swamiji. It seems like Swamiji found a sneaky little way to call himself a G. Because every time I hear his name Swamiji, I'm just like, Swamiji.
Yep, Swamiji, he's a G.
And he must be working on his
G.
physique. Yeah, I've thought of that too, but Swamiji, he must be working on his physique because the apprentice or whatever.
Must have been. I don't think he's alive anymore.
Oh. He must have been working on his physique, because once he saw the disciple, or not the disciple, the apprentice saw him getting excited, a little worked up, he wasn't gonna try him. He
didn't want any
scared.
smoke after that. He was like, nah, I'm good.
He must have seen that physique and been like, nah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with him anymore. I don't know. Whatever he's on, right, I'm good, man. I'm gonna let it roll. Whatever he says goes, you know. And
I think they added that for a reason, because, well, honestly, I think I see a connection here. This whole lesson is actually reminding me of Andrew Tate, who calls himself the top G. So that's why it's a kind of funny thing. But he says the same thing. And a lot of people, men who are leaders and have good physiques, they say the same type of lesson. And number one, it just makes sense. If you're doing business with someone, or you are in a role where people are supposed to look up to you, you're just naturally going to be looking up to someone more that has a really strong physique, because you just can look at them at a glance and be like, okay, they're clearly a disciplined person. They clearly can say no to things. They clearly push themselves to do things that they don't feel like doing. And that's what I think the whole thing with the physique is as well. It's not necessarily just having a great bod. It's about having discipline and pushing yourself to do things that are hard, that you don't feel like doing. And that grows character, that grows you as a man and a woman. But of course, men especially really have to be in roles where they have to work and push themselves to do things that they don't want to do, because they are the main caregivers, or not caregivers, the main providers, protectors and providers, yes. So that's what I see. That's what I think the whole lesson is behind this. It's not just about getting in shape and getting that six-pack ab. It's about having discipline and looking like you are a man or a person of structure, of someone who you can't just walk all over.
It's about going through difficult things. Mm-hmm. And when you put yourself in a difficult position, you know that if this person is strong, they did difficult things to get that strength. They had to overcome certain barriers and boundaries to get that strength. They had to put themselves days in the gym where they didn't feel like going, and they went anyways. Mm-hmm. So that goes back to the discipline. You could already tell if someone's in shape, that person has a certain level of discipline than someone else. And again, those people could be lacking in discipline in other areas of their life. Mm-hmm. This isn't just a perfect formula, but at least there's a basis. If you see someone is in shape, they have their business going, they have money, they have status, they have wealth, they have a beautiful wife, they have all of these different essential key items, you're going to look at that person in a different way and say, I want to be like that person. And that goes a long way in just convincing someone and helping the world and helping other people, because people aren't going to listen to you if you're completely overweight, if you have no money, nothing going for you, if you hang around losers, if nothing in your life is going right, if you're constantly talking negative. No one's going to look at you and say, I want to be like that person, because nothing in your life they want. But if they look at you and you have a beautiful wife, you have a beautiful life, you're a great father, you provide for your family, you have wealth, you have money, you have cool cars, you have a nice house, you have a great body, you're in shape, you're strong, you're intelligent, you can speak well, you know history, you're an interesting person, and people will see you and say, I want to be like that person. That's something that I've never seen before. Whatever he's doing, I want to do it. So hey, what's going on with you? What are you doing? And then they're going to listen to you more. So
yeah, it's about respect. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself. And as he said, if you don't practice any discipline in your life, like he said, if people who don't work out are more prone to sexual impulses. So if you're never doing any discipline, if you're never forcing yourself to do things that you don't feel like doing, you're basically just ruled by your impulses, and any impulse that comes into your mind, you're just going to do it. And that's not being the kind of person you want to be. That's definitely not an enlightened being. That's definitely not a respectable being.
Exactly.
And it's all connected.
Exactly. So thank you guys for watching. Share this video. We're going to be doing more content every single day, more and more, guys. If you like it, then share it, because we love learning about Vedanta, Hinduism. We love learning about the different Swamis, the history. We like deep diving into the past. So if you want more people to learn about this, especially Westerners, share the video, guys. Like the video. That does a lot to just help us out. Comment, let us know you're enjoying it, and thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, definitely check out our other videos right here on the screen. You will love those. Make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you in the next video.